Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. We're having a pajama party. Both Janice and I are in pajamas. Also the cat's pajamas. We're doing good. We had an exciting week even, with GISH, and then we did CluedUpp. So I know that I talked a little bit about it last week, and I can't just send you the links to the stuff that we did, but I think that I can put them into a separate video vlog that discusses everything we did. So that's what I'm going to do today. Just to understand exactly what GISH is. It's GISHWHES. And it stands for the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen. And they release a list of like 200 items on a Saturday, and then you have a week to do as many of them as possible. All of them are worth points, and then the team with the most points gets to go on a special trip with the celebrity that hosts it. So, I'm just gonna read you just a couple of these things. So, I'm pretty sure this is from a previous year. Yeah, so this is last year's list. So this is just examples of things that you could have done last year. Feed a friend an entire bowl of Jell-O or chocolate pudding using a plastic spoon while they are sitting in a chair wearing a white t-shirt. Oh, and you must be standing at least 3 feet away, and you must feed your friend by flicking the Jell-O into their mouth. It's a video, and it's worth 11 points. Item number 2, worth 31 points. X marks the spot in your heart. Your mission, devise a treasure map and deliver it to someone you care about. The treasure is a letter telling them how they have changed your life for the better. Deliver it to them and document their hunt and discovery. Item 3, 50 points. Going to work can be the pits. Ball pits, to be exact. Hold a serious executive level business meeting in an office turned ball pit. Item number 4, worth 43 points. We can't stand idly by while commuters deal with stress and boredom. Set up a bubble wrap stress relief station at a subway or bus station. All these kind of wacky, crazy, whimsical things that you could do for this contest. So just as an example, that was years past. So, the items that we did this year, I'm not going to totally remember exactly verbatim the description for them, but
just give them to him, no context. Like, we don't need to tell you why. We just did this thing. No explanation.
That sounds like a terrible idea. Alright, so this is item 14, and this was prove to us how zen you are by meditating on a bull ride. So, obviously that video went for a little bit longer, but we could only submit videos that were only 14 seconds long, unless otherwise specified. But Janisa did an excellent job at bull riding, and has the bruises to prove it. And then afterwards, we went to a chiropractor for reasons totally unrelated. Here's item number 23. Bake a cake.
Why are we showing only mine?
I'm gonna get to them, we're just going in order. Bake a cake using only your mouth as the tool of measurement, and not using your hands, and then you need to enjoy it with a loved one. So Janisa also took one for the team here. There you go. 20 seconds was as long as it was allowed to be. But yes, Janisa mixed an entire cake with her mouth, and then we baked it and ate it. And that cake did horrible things to our oven, by the way. Butter doesn't mix very well cold when you're just using your mouth to mix it. And we kind of leaked some in the oven. Had whole other adult adventures with that. All that being said and told, we now know how to use, well, Janisa knows how to use the oven cleaning. I have still never used it, but apparently you just hit it and there's a timer, and then it just gets the oven up to 800 degrees and incinerates everything that was possibly inside the oven. So, learning all sorts of things.
What's your new skill?
That's right. This next one was you and a loved one must go to a 4-star restaurant that has a white linen tablecloth, wear all white, and feed each other a meal, and you must have red wine. So here we are at 5th and Taylor wearing white, and we brought our own tablecloth just in case they didn't have one. But here's that lovely 20-second video. You could even see the people in the background come around the corner going, what are they doing? Well, maybe you could. I don't know. It moved pretty quick. One of them said, I keep losing things. I keep losing my AirPods. Come up with a new AirPod solution to help me from losing them that must work whether they're charged or not, and that isn't a cord. So I came up with this.
You love to rock out to your music, but you hate losing your AirPods. Introducing water bottles. They're bigger, you're never gonna lose them, and you're never gonna use them because they suck.
I'm not a fan of AirPods. I think they're dumb. This next one happens to be one of my proudest video editing achievements. You had to make a 30-second commercial that was Super Bowl quality for the new summer refreshment beverage, GISH.
13 and a half! Man, it's hot out here. When I get hot, I need something to cool me down. That's why I use GISH. It's refreshing. It's cool. I'm pretty sure it's water, but you can't actually tell because there's no ingredients on here. But I know it's going down my throat. Each bottle of GISH comes with one AirPod. Collect the whole set. To be a GISHer. And just know, this is how it's done.
It's still so good. This next one was a video for me, and it was, the subject simply said, write an American novel, and it was spelled R-I-G-H-T, like the opposite of left. Write an American novel. So I did this. There you go. I righted it. Let's see. Oh, this one was make a moose-a-boosh. I had to look that up. That's like if food had a commercial, that's what it would be. So it's like it uses all the food that's going to be in the meal, but it's a smaller thing that someone eats. That way they get an idea of like what parts of their palate they're going to be using. So I got a friend of ours, Colin, to whip up something. And then it says, take a video and show them serving it to an unsuspecting guest. There you go. What a whirlwind, right? Unless specified, they were only supposed to be 14 seconds long, but they could be shorter. So that's why that's like so sped up. This one was one of Janice's. Go to a public park and build a pillow fort and have a massive pillow war and defend your fortress. So these were other people that are also doing this contest that she met up with at Centennial Park. I'm not sure why Janice fell down, but she's in the ground back there.
I was killed. I was slaughtered.
Oh no. How terrible.
It was terrible.
I'll light a candle for you. This next one was go to a public library and act out scenes from famous stories. So silently.
Per library.
Because you're in the library. So this was Janice and I. And that one could also only be 14 seconds long. So
Your cameo was missed.
Didn't-
You were gypped.
didn't get to
Your
see
scene
me
was cut. It
commit
was-
suicide with her dagger.
I think you should load the full one.
So that was Romeo and Juliet, just in case anyone's curious. And then this last one was have 3 zombies playing a slow motion game of tag in your local mall that speed up the video. So once again, Janisa, the lovely actress that she is, there you are. We did some other photo stuff too. So this was make a tinfoil hat that's caught up to the times. So you have me wearing a tinfoil hat with all kinds of wires and gizmos and such, doing my best to look like I'm freaked out peeking through the blinds. One of the things I did was recreate a famous nude painting using only noodles. So this is me, well, this was my creation. I tried to create the birth of Venus. I don't know if you can really tell what it is. Janisa likes it. Great.
I like noodle nudes.
And then you saw the other one on Facebook, which was write a formal one-page letter to Gina Haspel, the current director of the CIA. In it, you must outline a plausible one-page decoding of the fourth cryptos. The letter must frame the description as an urgent matter and must seamlessly deploy the term wild unicorn training centers around the globe. Post a photo of your letter on social media and tag @CIA. And like I said, learn the hard way, you can't tag the CIA on Twitter. And photos, like they're paranoid. I don't have the description, but this one was Pink Floyd says the moon ticks, or talks about the moon tick. Of course, you already know what they are. You keep them in a jar in your front hall. So I had to create moon ticks from the dark side of the moon in a little glass jar. So that's what that one is. Another one was see, the Tooth Fairy has been going around and meeting her quota by beating up people for their teeth. Create a device that will guard against this violent Tooth Fairy and take a photo of it thwarting the Tooth Fairy. So here you have a friend of mine from game night, Chris, who has a head wrapped in foil, and the poster says you've been foiled, and there's me as a Tooth Fairy very upset that I've been foiled. The machines are taking over, and now they're even infiltrating the dating sector. Your blind date tonight at a 4-star restaurant is a humanoid robot. And so we have a photo of what that turned into. That's our friend Anna, who joined us that night, who was our lovely camera woman for the blindfold part of our dinner. And then also we went to something called instead of the Met Gala, it was the We Just Met Gala. See, the evening of Sunday, July 28th is the event of the year. The We Just Met Gala. Get together with Gishers in your area at your local museum in the strangest, fanciest attire you can create. Go so all out you make Billy Porter jealous. Roll out the red carpet and a banner, then convince strangers passing by to pose with you for red carpet pictures. Be fabulous. We must see the museum in the background, and there must be paparazzi. So we have a photo of that, where that turned out. So those are other people also doing the contest. But then this is just Janisa and I and our outfits that we had. Hers was fashion and media, and mine was made out of hello, I just met you stickers.
It would be called
Which is called First Impressions. So here's me before I got all hot and sweaty. Look a little bit better in the shade. So yeah, I had fun. There was some difficulties with what I think is seasonal depression, because it seems to happen, I'm pretty sure it happened at the same time last year. But got through it, took extra pills, pretty much. Poor Janice had to put up with it, but she did alright. But yeah, then Saturday, we did this thing called CluedUpp. And what it was is you had to download an app on your phone, and there was a team captain, and then everybody else had a different app, and they had like geographic locations that you had to walk to, where they would ask you like a random trivia question. And sometimes it was about the location you were at, sometimes it was about something else entirely, like a riddle, and you had to come up with the answer, and if you answered correctly, then you got the person's response. If you answered incorrectly, you got a time penalty, and then you got the person's response. So we did that, and Janisa had to run down a couple of them, because like some of them were like, runaway witness, you have 4 minutes and 58 seconds to catch this witness. And so then you would like have to run down to where they were at, and one of the witnesses wasn't even on the map. You had to figure out where they were by talking to another witness who was like, oh, you can talk to the journalist, he's not on the map, but he's in front of the Johnny Cash Museum. So it was really cool in that aspect, and answering the questions, but we talked about next time maybe like buying scooters to do it. Just because we walked the whole thing. We were tuckered. But it was a lot of fun. And we did solve it correctly, which is awesome. But I'm very like visual and also tactile, so like I had to write it out. So after we got all the clues, we went to our favorite bar and holed up, and then ice cold beverages because it was hot, and started writing stuff down, and then figured it out and solved it. Ta-da! Woo-hoo! So
And then Rotable.
And then Janisa wrote a book. So all good stuff. I think this weekend is mostly work and recuperation. Probably finish Stranger Things finally. I hope that you guys had a great week as well. I hope that you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week.